Number 1. This 1969 Mercury Marquis two-door, offered at $12,500 and located in Springfield, Ohio, is presented as a remarkably preserved full-size American classic that combines luxury, performance, and originality in a way that is increasingly difficult to find. Powered by a 429 cubic inch V8 rated at 360 horsepower and backed by a C6 automatic transmission, the car is reported to have just 32,000 miles, reinforcing its status as a low-mileage survivor rather than a worn-out example. The seller notes that it runs like new and drives excellently, emphasizing that this is not a dormant or problematic classic, but one that can be driven and enjoyed immediately. The overall presentation suggests a well-cared-for Marquis that still reflects the refinement and road presence Mercury was known for at the end of the 1960s. From a mechanical standpoint, this Marquis benefits from recent attention that enhances both reliability and confidence on the road. The engine has been rebuilt and is described as having no leaks anywhere, a major plus for a big-block luxury coupe of this era. It has received new tires and brakes, further supporting the claim that it can be driven as is without immediate mechanical concerns. The drivetrain combination of the 429 V8 and C6 transmission is known for its durability and smooth power delivery, making this car equally suitable for relaxed cruising or effortless highway driving. While the seller mentions that a few additional items could still be addressed, the car is fully functional and enjoyable in its current state. The body and structural condition are standout features, especially considering the age of the vehicle. The car retains its original paint, which shows only very minimal surface rust spots, indicating honest age rather than neglect or hidden damage. Underneath, it is described as being exceptionally clean, with zero rust or rot, a rare and valuable trait that speaks to long-term proper storage and care. The car has reportedly been stored indoors for most of its life, which largely explains the excellent condition of the underside and overall structure. This level of preservation makes it an attractive candidate for continued enjoyment, careful cosmetic enhancement, or preservation as a largely original example. The reason for sale is rooted not in dissatisfaction with the car, but in practicality, as the seller no longer has a garage and does not want to store it off-site. This creates an opportunity for a new owner to take over stewardship of a well-preserved Mercury that deserves proper care and indoor storage. Offered at $12,500, with possible trades considered, this 1969 Mercury Marquis represents a rare chance to acquire a low-mileage, big-block two-door luxury coupe that runs and drives exceptionally well, retains strong originality, and offers the kind of comfort, power, and presence that defined Mercury's flagship models of the era. Number 2. This 1958 Chevrolet Impala Coupe, offered at $60,000 and located in Columbus, Ohio, is presented as a high-quality example of Chevrolet's iconic late 1950s design, combining strong originality with excellent road manners. The seller describes the car as running and driving like new, immediately setting expectations that this is not a rough project or tired restoration, but a well-sorted classic meant to be enjoyed. As a flagship model during its era, the 1958 Impala Coupe is celebrated for its distinctive styling, sweeping lines, and dramatic presence, and this example is positioned as one that lives up to that reputation. The confident statement that the car will not disappoint you underscores the pride of ownership and the overall condition being offered. Mechanically, the car retains its original drivetrain configuration, featuring a rebuilt original 348 cubic inch V8 paired with a factory Power Glide automatic transmission. This combination delivers smooth, period-correct performance and reinforces the car's authenticity, which is especially important to collectors and purists. The rebuild suggests that the engine has been refreshed to provide reliable operation, allowing the car to be driven and enjoyed without the typical concerns associated with an unrestored drivetrain. The seller emphasizes that it runs and drives exceptionally well, supporting the claim that this Impala is not just visually impressive, but also mechanically sound and road-ready. The body and structure are standout aspects of this 1958 Impala, particularly given the age of the vehicle. It is described as having all original metal with no patches, an increasingly rare attribute for cars from this era. There is reportedly no rust anywhere on the car, which is a significant selling point, as rust repair on late 1950s Chevrolets can be extensive and costly. The absence of rust and patchwork indicates a solid, honest body that has either been very well preserved or properly cared for throughout its life. This strong structural foundation adds long-term value and peace of mind for the next owner. Overall, this Impala Coupe represents a compelling opportunity to acquire a classic that blends originality, condition, and drivability in one complete package. With its rebuilt original 348 engine, smooth power-glide transmission, rust-free all-original metal body, and strong driving characteristics, it stands out as a turnkey vintage Chevrolet rather than a compromise example. Offered at $60,000, with the seller open to making a deal, this 1958 Chevrolet Impala Coupe is positioned as a high-quality classic that can be confidently shown, driven, and enjoyed by its next caretaker. Number 3. This 1969 Ford Mustang. Offered at $95,000 and located in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, is presented as a well-documented and thoughtfully refined classic with a story that adds depth to its character. According to the previous owner, the car was originally purchased new by a man in Minnesota, where it was both regularly driven and raced, giving it an authentic performance-oriented history rather than a purely show car background. It later changed hands in 2021 when it was sold to an owner in Iowa as a minor project, before being acquired by the current seller in 2022. Since then, the car has been carefully finished and buttoned up, transforming it into a fully sorted example that balances originality with period-correct upgrades. Originally an automatic finished in Acapulco blue, it has since been tastefully reimagined with a sleeker raven black exterior that complements the aggressive lines of the 1969 Mustang body. From a drivetrain perspective, the car retains its original engine and original rear end, preserving the core mechanical identity that collectors often value most. Power is now delivered through a period-correct, close-ratio 4-speed manual transmission, replacing the factory automatic and significantly enhancing driver engagement and overall performance feel. And McLeod Performance Clutch, with approximately 3,000 miles on it, manages power transfer, offering modern reliability while remaining sympathetic to the car's vintage character. The carburetor was rebuilt last winter, ensuring crisp response and proper operation, and reflecting continued maintenance rather than deferred care. This combination results in a Mustang that is not only historically interesting, but also mechanically dialed in for confident driving. The exhaust system further reinforces the car's muscle-era personality, featuring a brand-new stainless steel H-pipe setup that exits through polished quad tips. This configuration delivers a classic American V8 soundtrack that suits the car's heritage without straying into excess. The seller notes that the car is meant to be enjoyed, and the mechanical upgrades appear focused on enhancing reliability, sound, and driving enjoyment rather than altering the soul of the vehicle. Everything works together to create a cohesive package that feels authentic to the late 1960s performance Mustang experience, whether cruising or being driven with more enthusiasm. Inside, the interior is described as being in remarkably good condition, considering the car is nearly 6 decades old, suggesting careful use and preservation over the years. Original details have been retained, including the factory radio, which is confirmed to still function, adding to the survivor-like feel of the cabin. The seller is open to negotiation and openly invites discussion on price, even stating a willingness to be talked down, which adds a refreshing level of transparency. Payments may be considered, and a trade for a 1969 Mustang project is also mentioned, making this a flexible opportunity to acquire a historically rich, mechanically sound, and visually striking 1969 Ford Mustang that has been refined without losing its original identity. Number 4. This 1974 Chevrolet Corvette, offered at $9,800 and located in Midland, Virginia, is presented as a largely complete and numbers-matching C3 project with strong fundamentals and significant long-term potential. Powered by a 350 cubic inch V8 paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, this Corvette appeals directly to enthusiasts who value driver involvement and original configuration. The car has been sitting for approximately 25 years and will need to be towed, but it is described as a vehicle that still holds solid promise rather than a neglected parts car. The seller positions it honestly as a revival project, inviting prospective buyers to inspect it and make an offer based on its overall condition and originality. Mechanically, the engine is reported to have only 7,000 miles since a rebuild, during which it was bored .020 over, suggesting that the core of the drivetrain remains relatively fresh despite the long period of storage. The seller notes that everything has been replaced at some point, indicating a history of ongoing maintenance and component renewal prior to the car being parked. With fresh gasoline and a carburetor cleaning, the car is said to start and drive, implying that it is not far from being roadworthy once basic recommissioning steps are completed. For a Corvette that has sat for decades, this level of mechanical responsiveness is a strong positive and reduces the uncertainty often associated with long-term storage projects. From a body and exterior standpoint, the car is generally intact, but does require some attention. The front bumper is noted as needing repair, a common issue on mid-1970s Corvettes, and should be factored into any restoration or refurbishment plans. Beyond that, no major structural complaints are highlighted, allowing the buyer to focus on selective cosmetic and functional improvements rather than extensive reconstruction. The seller also mentions having a large number of original parts, which adds value and flexibility for anyone aiming to keep the car correct or return specific details to factory specification. Overall, this Corvette represents an accessible entry point into C3 ownership, especially given its numbers-matching status, 4-speed manual transmission, and relatively low mileage on the rebuilt engine. Offered at $9,800, it is positioned as a straightforward project with honest disclosures rather than inflated claims. For an enthusiast willing to recommission a long-stored classic, address the front bumper repair, and complete routine sorting, this 1974 Chevrolet Corvette offers the opportunity to revive a genuine manual transmission American sports car with solid mechanical foundations and ample potential. Number 5. This 1940 Buick Roadmaster, offered at $9,500 and located in Dahlonega, Georgia, is presented as a striking example of pre-war American luxury from a time when Buick sat firmly at the top of General Motors' lineup. As the flagship model of its era, the Roadmaster represented advanced engineering, upscale appointments, and commanding road presence. And this example is described as a beautiful car that still reflects that heritage. The overall impression is of a well-kept classic that has survived decades with its character intact, appealing to enthusiasts who appreciate the elegance and substance of late 1930s and early 1940s automobiles. Its classic proportions and period-correct details make it instantly recognizable as a premium vehicle from Buick's golden age. Under the hood, the car is powered by Buick's smooth-running straight-eight engine paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, a combination known for durability and refined power delivery. The seller notes that the car runs and drives well, indicating that it is not a static display piece, but a functional and enjoyable driver. This drivetrain setup delivers a driving experience that is distinctly pre-war, emphasizing smoothness and torque rather than outright speed. For collectors and drivers alike, having a Roadmaster that can be driven and enjoyed on today's roads adds significant appeal, especially in this price range. Visually, the car is enhanced by wide white wall tires mounted on attractive steel wheels with correct hubcaps, reinforcing its authentic period appearance. These details contribute to the overall presentation and suggest that care has been taken to maintain the proper look rather than modernizing or altering its original style. The exterior is described as beautiful, and while no specific restoration details are provided, the car appears to present well as a classic that can be shown locally, enjoyed at cruise-ins, or simply appreciated as a piece of automotive history. The combination of original-style components and solid overall condition makes it a strong candidate for continued preservation. Offered with a clean Georgia title, This Roadmaster represents a straightforward and honest opportunity to own a top-tier pre-war American automobile without the complications of unclear paperwork. At $9,500, it is positioned as an accessible entry into the world of classic Buick ownership, especially considering its flagship status, running and driving condition, and period-correct presentation. For anyone seeking a dignified, mechanically complete, and visually appealing pre-war sedan with real historical presence, this 1940 Buick Roadmaster offers substantial character and value in a package that can be enjoyed immediately. Number 6. This 1949 Ford Super Deluxe convertible, offered at $10,500 and located in White House Station, New Jersey, is presented as an honest and usable post-war American classic that emphasizes drivability over restored perfection. As a convertible from the immediate post-World War II era, it represents an important chapter in Ford history, blending pre-war styling cues with the optimism of late 1940s design. The seller is clear about the car's positioning, describing it as a true driver rather than a concours-level example, making it appealing to buyers who want to enjoy a classic on the road without the fear of diminishing a high-dollar restoration. Stored in a private garage in central New Jersey, this Ford has clearly been kept with care and practicality in mind. Under the hood, the car retains its original flathead V8 engine paired with a standard manual transmission, preserving the authentic driving experience that enthusiasts expect from a late 1940s Ford. The seller states that the car runs great and that everything works as it should, a strong claim for a vehicle of this age. Notably, over $5,000 in recent maintenance has been performed, suggesting that mechanical systems and general reliability have been addressed rather than deferred. This investment supports the claim that the car can be driven home and enjoyed immediately rather than requiring immediate sorting or extensive recommissioning. The Super Deluxe trim level brings with it desirable features that enhance comfort and character, including a power-operated convertible top, a heater, and period-correct bumper guards. These details contribute to both the usability and the visual appeal of the car. The exterior paint was applied sometime in the 1980s, which the seller openly discloses, framing it as serviceable and appropriate for a driver rather than flawless or show-ready. This transparency reinforces the overall theme of the car as an enjoyable classic meant to be used, not hidden away. The seller is direct about expectations and pricing, stating that buyers seeking a rust-free, perfect example should expect to spend significantly more, while positioning this car as an ideal option for someone who wants a solid driver at a realistic price. Offered at $10,500, with no trades and cash only, this 1949 Ford Super Deluxe convertible represents a straightforward opportunity to own a running, well-maintained, flathead-powered classic with working features, clear intent, and the kind of honesty that makes it easy to appreciate for what it is. Number 7. This 1967 Chevrolet Chevelle SS convertible clone, offered at $56,000 and located in Melbourne, Kentucky, is presented as a fully restored and highly detailed muscle convertible that delivers both visual impact and serious performance. Restored in 2017 to a condition described as like new, this Chevelle has been built to capture the look, feel, and presence of a top-tier SS without compromise. The seller emphasizes that it checks all the boxes, positioning it as a turnkey classic that is ready to be driven, shown, and enjoyed immediately. With its convertible configuration, aggressive stance, and show-quality presentation, it is designed to turn heads wherever it goes. Under the hood, the car is powered by a formidable 427 cubic inch V8 rated at 450 horsepower, delivering the kind of power and sound that define the golden age of American muscle. That power is routed through an M21 4-speed manual transmission paired with a 12-bolt rear end featuring 3.31 gears and a positive traction differential, creating a drivetrain combination that is both period-correct in spirit and exhilarating to drive. Power steering and power disc brakes further enhance drivability, allowing the car to balance raw performance with modern road confidence. The seller notes that the car runs and drives exceptionally well, reinforcing that this is not just a visual build, but a mechanically sorted machine. The exterior presentation is a major highlight, with slick, show-quality paint laid over a laser-straight body that features excellent body gaps throughout. These details reflect a high level of craftsmanship during the restoration process and elevate the car well beyond an average driver quality build. New wheels and tires complete the stance, while the new convertible top and power-operated top mechanism add both function and appeal. The overall result is a Chevelle that looks tight, clean, and professionally finished from every angle, suitable for shows, cruises, or pride of ownership enjoyment. Inside, the car continues the theme of refinement and usability, with all lights, gauges, and turn signals confirmed to be fully functional. A new retro-style Bluetooth radio has been installed, blending modern convenience with a classic appearance, making the car enjoyable on longer drives as well as local outings. Offered at $56,000, or best offer, the seller is open to trades involving other muscle cars while clearly excluding bikes or boats. This 1967 Chevrolet Chevelle SS convertible clone represents a well-executed restoration that combines big block power, manual transmission engagement, and top-down style in a package that delivers both performance and show-stopping presence. Number 8. This genuine 1970 Plymouth AR Coupe hardtop, offered at $89,900 and located in Paramus, New Jersey, is presented as a rare and well-documented piece of Mopar pony car history that stands far apart from the many clones on the market. With a title-verified 47,249 actual miles and production limited to just 2,724 units, this AAR Coupe represents a low-production, factory-built performance model that has become increasingly difficult to find in authentic form. The car was restored some years ago and has accumulated approximately 2,000 miles on its correct AR/TA spec drivetrain, reinforcing its status as a properly configured example rather than a casual tribute. The seller is clear that this is a real AR Coupe, offering collectors the opportunity to own a legitimate and desirable model with strong road presence and historical significance. Finished in striking tour red, the exterior presents very well and immediately captures attention with its correct flat black AR hood treatment, signature hood scoop, and crisp AR graphics. The rubber front bumper, chrome rear bumper, hood pins, exhaust tips, and 15-inch Mopar rally wheels are all described as being in excellent condition, contributing to the car's authentic and aggressive appearance. Some cosmetic imperfections are noted, including minor bubbling on the lower quarters, uneven paint in the door jambs, cracked paint in a few areas, and a small spot of exposed rust at the bottom edge of one rocker panel. These areas are described as solid and attributed primarily to earlier paint preparation rather than structural issues, making them items to address only if a full repaint is ever undertaken rather than immediate concerns for enjoyment or use. Inside, the car retains an approximately 98% original black interior that is described as outstanding for its age. The high-back bucket seats, rear seating, and molded interior panels show virtually no wear, underscoring the car's relatively low mileage and careful ownership. The rally gauge cluster, with its 150 miles per hour speedometer, remains in place, though it shows some scratches and could easily be refreshed with a new wood grain applique if desired. The center console automatic slapstick shifter is present, along with the original AM radio, which is currently non-functional but still contributes to the car's originality. The carpet, headliner, seat belts, trunk area, and overall interior presentation are clean and well kept, with only minor details, such as incorrect rivets used on the dash pad replacement, noted for purists who may wish to correct them. Power comes from a casting number correct AR/TA spec 340 cubic inch V8 rated at 290 horsepower, equipped with a proper 6-pack induction setup, delivering the sound and performance that define these cars. The engine is backed by a torque flight, a 727 automatic transmission, and an 8.75-inch sure grip rear end with 3.55 gears, providing strong acceleration and confident highway manners. Power front disc brakes and quick-ratio power steering enhance control and drivability, while the undercarriage is described as very clean and dry, showing only minimal surface rust on hardware. The car drives smooth, strong, and responsive, with everything functioning as it should aside from the radio, making it a true fly-and-drive home classic. Offered with no trades considered, this 1970 Plymouth AR Coupe stands as a rare, authentic, and well-presented muscle car that combines collectability, performance, and real-world usability in one compelling package. Number 9. This 1953 Chevrolet Bel Air, offered at $9,500 and located in Maryville, Tennessee, is presented as a straightforward and honest early 1950s American classic that remains usable and full of character. Powered by a 6-cylinder engine paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, the car is described as running and driving, making it a functional driver rather than a dormant project. As an iconic model from Chevrolet's early Bel Air era, it carries the timeless post-war styling that continues to appeal to collectors and enthusiasts alike. The seller positions it realistically as a decent old car, emphasizing usability and potential rather than overstatement. From a mechanical standpoint, the car is currently operational, though the brakes are noted as being soft, an issue that is common on vehicles of this age and one that a new owner will likely want to address for optimal safety and confidence. A notable plus is the inclusion of a new steering assembly intended for a power steering conversion, offering a valuable upgrade opportunity that can significantly improve drivability while retaining the car's classic nature. The engine and transmission combination is simple, durable, and well-suited to relaxed cruising, reinforcing the Bel Air's role as a comfortable vintage driver rather than a high-strung performance car. In terms of structure and overall condition, the car is described as being decently solid for its age, suggesting that it has avoided the severe rust issues that often plague early 1950s vehicles. While not positioned as a fully restored example, it appears to retain a sound foundation that makes it a good candidate for continued use, light restoration, or gradual improvement over time. This kind of honest condition allows the next owner to enjoy the car immediately while planning future upgrades or cosmetic refinements at their own pace. The seller is open to trades, expressing interest in other vintage vehicles such as 1950 or 1951 Fords, older Cadillacs, Buicks, Pontiacs, as well as trucks, C10s, deuce-and-a-halfs, tractors, or similar equipment, adding flexibility to the deal. Priced at $9,500, this 1953 Chevrolet Bel Air represents an accessible entry into early 1950s classic car ownership, offering a running and driving platform with solid bones, upgrade potential, and the unmistakable charm of a true post-war Chevrolet. Number 10. This 1974 Dodge Monaco, offered at $12,500 and located in Cincinnati, Ohio, is presented as a solid and drivable full-size Mopar that immediately evokes the unmistakable blues mobile presence made famous in popular culture. Finished in the classic style associated with those legendary police package sedans, this Monaco delivers the big body attitude and road dominance that define 1970s American cars. The seller emphasizes that it is a regularly driven vehicle rather than a static project, framing it as a usable classic that can be enjoyed now while being improved gradually over time. Its overall positioning is that of a solid car needing only light attention rather than a major restoration. Power comes from a 360 cubic inch V8, which is described as running great. Paired with an automatic transmission that shifts smoothly, this drivetrain combination is well known for its durability and relaxed cruising ability, making it well suited for daily use, weekend driving, or casual long-distance trips. The seller notes that the car is driven frequently, reinforcing confidence in its mechanical reliability. While a few updates are acknowledged as future needs, the core engine and transmission are portrayed as strong and dependable, which is often the most critical aspect of owning a large 1970s sedan. From a maintenance and chassis standpoint, the car is described as solid, with specific needs openly disclosed. It will require tie rods and brake rotors, which are typical wear items and relatively straightforward repairs for a vehicle of this era. Aside from those items, the seller describes the car as needing only a little general TLC, suggesting cosmetic or minor mechanical attention rather than extensive work. This level of transparency allows a prospective buyer to understand exactly what remains to be addressed while still being able to enjoy the car in the meantime. Overall, this Monaco represents an appealing blend of usability, character, and cultural nostalgia. Offered at $12,500, it stands as an honest, driver-quality classic with a strong-running 360 V8, smooth shifting transmission, and a solid body, making it a fun and distinctive choice for someone who appreciates full-size 1970s Mopar style. For an enthusiast looking for a recognizable, road-ready classic that can be enjoyed immediately and improved gradually, this 1974 Dodge Monaco offers both personality and practical potential. Number 11. This 1972 Chevrolet Nova, offered at $23,000 and located in Ada, Ohio, is presented as a well-built, street-oriented muscle car that emphasizes drivability and enjoyment over show-only perfection. As a later second-generation Nova, it retains the clean, compact body lines that make these cars popular for performance builds while offering a more modern and usable setup than many factory-original examples. The seller describes it as a nicer cruiser rather than a show car, setting clear expectations that this is a car meant to be driven and enjoyed regularly. Its overall presentation suggests a thoughtfully assembled package that balances power, comfort, and everyday usability. Under the hood, the Nova is powered by a 383 cubic inch V8 equipped with aluminum cylinder heads and an aluminum intake, a combination that improves both performance and weight distribution compared to factory iron components. A quality set of headers further enhances exhaust flow and contributes to the car's strong street performance character. Power is delivered through a 5-speed manual transmission, adding a level of driver engagement and highway friendliness that significantly improves the driving experience. Power steering makes the car easy to handle in everyday situations, while four-wheel disc brakes provide modern stopping power that inspires confidence. The interior is described as being in nice condition, supporting the car's role as a comfortable cruiser rather than a stripped-down performance build. While specific trim details are not listed, the seller's description suggests a clean and presentable cabin that complements the car's overall driver-focused nature. Externally, the paint is acknowledged as not being show quality, but it is said to shine up well, allowing the car to present attractively at cruises, local events, or casual outings. This honesty reinforces the idea that the car is about enjoyment and usability rather than chasing trophies. Offered at $23,000 with a clear cash-only price, this Nova represents a solid opportunity for someone looking for a ready-to-drive classic with meaningful performance upgrades already in place. With its 383 V8, 5-speed manual, upgraded brakes, and comfortable cruising setup, it delivers the muscle car experience in a practical and approachable package. For an enthusiast seeking a strong-running, good-looking Nova that can be driven often without worry, this 1972 Chevrolet Nova fits the bill as a fun and capable street machine. Number 12. This 1974 Ford Galaxy 500, offered at $5,950 and located in Chesapeake, Virginia, is presented as a solid and affordable full-size classic that emphasizes reliability, comfort, and everyday usability. As a Galaxy 500, it reflects Ford's long-standing tradition of building spacious, smooth-riding sedans that were designed to handle long distances with ease. The seller highlights that the car runs and drives great, positioning it as a turnkey driver rather than a project. With its honest presentation and reasonable asking price, it stands out as an accessible entry into 1970s American full-size car ownership. Power comes from a 351 cubic inch V8, providing the kind of relaxed torque and cruising ability these cars are known for. The car is equipped with power steering and power brakes, making it easy to drive and maneuver despite its size. Additional comfort and convenience features include air conditioning and an AM/FM radio, reinforcing its role as a practical and enjoyable cruiser. The seller notes that the car was just serviced, suggesting that routine maintenance has been kept up to date and that it is ready for immediate use. A long list of recent updates adds significant value and confidence to this Galaxy. It has received a new battery, new tires, a new exhaust system, new brakes, new shocks, and new front-end components, addressing many of the most common wear items in one go. These improvements reduce the likelihood of near-term expenses and make the car appealing to buyers who want a classic they can simply drive and enjoy. Mechanically, this level of recent work supports the claim that it runs and drives very well. Visually, the car retains its original paint, which is described as being in good shape, adding to its survivor-style appeal. The interior is noted as being in great condition, further enhancing its comfort and presentation as a driver-quality classic. Offered with the title in hand and in the seller's name, this 1974 Ford Galaxie 500 represents a straightforward and honest deal. At $5,950, it offers a combination of V8 power, recent mechanical updates, original character, and everyday drivability that makes it a compelling option for anyone seeking a budget-friendly classic cruiser. Number 13. This 1977 Chevrolet Corvette, offered at $16,900 and located in West Columbia, South Carolina, is presented as a well-preserved and low-mileage C3 that blends originality, drivability, and classic Corvette style in an approachable package. Described as a two-owner car with just 41,322 actual miles, it stands out as an honest example that has not been overly modified or worn out over time. The removable T-top configuration adds to its appeal, offering open-air driving while retaining the distinctive late C3 silhouette. Positioned as a budget-friendly classic ready for shows and weekend enjoyment, this Corvette is clearly intended to be driven and appreciated rather than hidden away. Under the hood, the car is powered by the 350 cubic inch L48 V8 paired with a 4-speed manual transmission that delivers a more engaging driving experience than its automatic counterparts. The seller notes that it runs and drives great, reinforcing the idea that this is a mechanically sound and road-ready Corvette. Factory air conditioning adds comfort and usability, making it suitable for warmer climates and longer drives, while the tilt-and telescoping steering wheel further enhances driver comfort. This combination of performance, control, and convenience features makes the car easy to enjoy in real-world conditions. Inside, the Corvette retains its original interior, which is described as being in very nice shape, a notable point given the age of the vehicle. Original details, such as the factory 8-track radio, remain in place, adding to the period-correct feel and survivor-style charm of the cabin. The interior condition supports the low-mileage claim and suggests careful ownership over the years. These preserved interior elements contribute significantly to the car's authenticity and overall appeal to collectors and enthusiasts alike. Externally, the car has been repainted once, and the paint is described as presenting pretty well, offering an attractive appearance without being positioned as a high-end show repaint. This aligns with the seller's description of the car as a low-budget classic that is still ready for car shows and cruise nights. Offered at $16,900 with the option for cash or trade, this 1977 Chevrolet Corvette represents a balanced opportunity to own a manual transmission, low-mileage C3 with strong originality, desirable features, and the kind of presence that continues to make Corvettes a staple of the American classic car scene. Number 14. This 1950 Studebaker Champion Regal Deluxe, offered at $9,500 and located in Richmond, Virginia, is presented as a beautifully preserved example of Studebaker's iconic post-war bullet nose design. As a four-door Regal Deluxe model, it showcases the bold and forward-thinking styling that sets Studebaker apart from the rest of the American automotive industry in the early 1950s. Finished in striking Comanche red, the car immediately stands out with its distinctive nose, flowing body lines, and tasteful chrome trim that highlights its unique character. The seller describes it as running and driving like a dream, positioning it as a classic that can be enjoyed immediately rather than a static display. Power comes from the original inline 6-cylinder engine, displacing 170 cubic inches and rated at 85 horsepower. Paired with a rare 3-speed manual transmission mounted on the steering column, this drivetrain combination delivers a smooth, relaxed driving experience that suits the car's era and design philosophy, emphasizing comfort and efficiency over outright performance. The presence of the column-shifted manual adds to the car's charm and period authenticity, offering a driving experience that feels distinctly different from modern vehicles. The seller notes that all fluids have been recently flushed, supporting the claim that the car has been cared for and maintained for regular use. Recent updates enhance both safety and reliability while preserving the car's classic feel. New tires have been installed all around, improving road manners and confidence, and seat belts have been added to provide a practical safety upgrade without detracting from the car's vintage character. These thoughtful touches make the Studebaker more approachable for modern driving conditions while still retaining its historical integrity. The exterior presentation, highlighted by its vibrant paint and well-maintained brightwork, reinforces the impression of a car that has been enjoyed and looked after rather than neglected. Overall, this Studebaker Champion represents a compelling blend of distinctive classic styling, mechanical simplicity, and real-world usability. Offered at $9,500, it provides an accessible entry into ownership of a truly unique American classic that stands apart from the more common offerings of the era. With its smooth-running inline-six, rare column-shift manual transmission, fresh maintenance, and eye-catching appearance, this 1950 Studebaker Champion Regal Deluxe offers a memorable driving experience and the opportunity to own a genuine piece of automotive history that is sure to turn heads wherever it goes. Number 15. This 1962 Chevrolet Corvair Monza, offered at $12,500 and located in Fairfield, Ohio, is presented as a museum-quality example of Chevrolet's innovative early 1960s compact that emphasizes originality, condition, and low mileage. Finished in elegant autumn gold and paired with a rare fawn cloth interior, this Monza stands out as a carefully preserved car that reflects the forward-thinking design and engineering that made the Corvair such a unique offering in its era. With just 29,930 miles, it represents a low-mileage survivor that has avoided the heavy wear and modification often seen on similar cars, making it especially appealing to collectors and enthusiasts of original vehicles. Mechanically, the car is equipped with an automatic transmission, reinforcing its role as a smooth and comfortable cruiser rather than a performance-oriented build. The low mileage suggests limited use over the decades, which often translates to less overall fatigue in the drivetrain and chassis components. While specific engine details are not highlighted, the overall presentation and mileage support the museum quality claim, positioning the car as one that has been carefully maintained and preserved. This configuration makes the Corvair approachable and easy to drive, while suited for relaxed cruising and display. The feature list further reflects the car's high level of specification and period-correct options. Front and rear bumper guards add both protection and visual distinction, while backup lights and an emergency brake warning light enhance safety and usability. Interior conveniences include window shades, a day and night rear-view mirror, an AM push-button radio, and a fold-down rear seat that adds versatility. Front seat belts with retractors provide a thoughtful blend of original design and practical safety, enhancing confidence for modern driving while remaining appropriate to the car's era. Overall, this Corvair Monza represents a rare opportunity to acquire a highly original, low-mileage example in an attractive and uncommon color combination. Offered at $12,500, it is positioned as a collector-quality car that can be proudly displayed, carefully driven, and appreciated for its place in automotive history. With its museum-level condition, extensive factory-style features, and distinctive design, this 1962 Chevrolet Corvair Monza stands as a well-preserved reminder of Chevrolet's willingness to innovate during a transformative period in American automotive design. Number 16. This 1967 Dodge Coronet, offered at $24,975 and located in Montpelier, Virginia, is presented as a clean and solid example of Dodge's midsize muscle-era lineup that blends classic styling with sensible performance upgrades. As a 1967 model, It carries the sharp body lines and aggressive stance that made the Coronet a popular foundation for both street and performance builds. The seller describes it as a nice, solid car, positioning it as a well-kept driver rather than an unfinished project or over-restored showpiece. Its overall presentation suggests a car that has been thoughtfully improved while remaining true to its original character. Power comes from a 273 cubic inch V8 paired with an automatic transmission, offering a smooth and user-friendly driving experience that suits both cruising and everyday enjoyment. The engine has been upgraded with an Edelbrock intake manifold and a Carter 4-barrel carburetor, enhancing throttle response and overall performance compared to stock configuration. An MSD ignition system has also been added, improving reliability and spark consistency, which are valuable upgrades for a classic car that is meant to be driven regularly. Together, these components create a dependable and responsive drivetrain without sacrificing the car's vintage feel. The chassis and rolling stock further reinforce the car's driver-focused nature. Newer tires have been installed, contributing to confident road manners and reduced immediate maintenance needs. The car rides on classic torque thrust wheels, a timeless choice that complements the Coronet's muscular proportions and adds a subtle performance-oriented look without appearing out of place. These upgrades strike a balance between period-correct style and modern usability, enhancing both appearance and function. Overall, this Coronet represents a straightforward and appealing opportunity for an enthusiast seeking a solid Mopar from the late 1960s that could be enjoyed without extensive work. Offered at $24,975, it stands as a well-rounded package with V8 power, automatic convenience, tasteful performance upgrades, and an honest presentation. For someone looking to own a classic Dodge that delivers character, drivability, and visual appeal in equal measure, this 1967 Dodge Coronet fits the role of a ready-to-enjoy classic cruiser. Number 17. This 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme convertible, offered at $59,900 and located in Danvers, Massachusetts, is presented as a professionally executed restomod that blends classic Oldsmobile muscle style with modern performance and comfort. Built in the spirit of a 442-inspired convertible, this car delivers the visual impact and open-top appeal of an early 1970s Cutlass, while benefiting from extensive contemporary upgrades. The seller positions it as a fully updated and turnkey classic, ideal for someone who wants vintage looks with modern reliability and drivability. Its overall presentation suggests a high-quality build intended to be enjoyed on the road rather than tucked away as a static showpiece. At the heart of the car is a modern LS3 V8 engine, offering a substantial leap in performance, efficiency, and dependability compared to the original drivetrain. Power is paired with a new transmission, creating a smooth and responsive combination that transforms the driving experience. Updated gauges provide accurate and modern instrumentation while maintaining a clean, cohesive appearance inside the cabin. The upgraded suspension further enhances handling and ride quality, allowing the car to feel composed and confident in a wide range of driving conditions, from relaxed cruising to more spirited use. The exterior has been treated to fresh paint, giving the convertible a crisp and well-finished appearance that complements its classic body lines. New tires complete the stance and ensure that the car not only looks right, but also drives with confidence and stability. These updates work together to present a car that feels current without losing the unmistakable identity of a 1972 Cutlass Supreme. The convertible configuration adds another layer of appeal, offering open-air enjoyment and making the car especially attractive for fair-weather driving and events. Comfort and usability have clearly been prioritized, as evidenced by the inclusion of functional air conditioning, a key feature that significantly enhances enjoyment in modern traffic and warmer climates. With its combination of LS3 power, updated mechanicals, fresh cosmetics, and working AC, this Cutlass Supreme convertible stands as a compelling restomod package. Offered at $59,900, it represents an opportunity to own a distinctive Oldsmobile convertible that delivers classic presence, modern performance, and everyday drivability in one cohesive and well-executed build. Number 18. This 1966 Ford Fairlane two-door hardtop, offered at $60,000 and located in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, is presented as an exceptionally restored example that aims to replicate the look, feel, and performance of a brand-new mid-1960s muscle car. Powered by the desirable 390 GT V8 equipped with a 4-barrel carburetor, this Fairlane represents Ford's serious performance intentions during the height of the muscle car era. The seller describes it as being as close to a new 1966 model as possible, positioning it as a top-tier restoration rather than a modified or compromised build. With its hardtop body style and clean lines, it delivers a timeless and purposeful appearance that remains highly appealing to collectors. The drivetrain is a standout feature, pairing the big block 390 GT engine with a top-loader close-ratio 4-speed manual transmission, a combination that is both period-correct and highly respected for its strength and driving engagement. Power is sent to a 3.89 rear differential, creating an aggressive and responsive setup that enhances acceleration and overall performance. The car is reported to have only around 300 miles since completion of the rebuild, indicating that it has seen very limited use since restoration. This low post-restoration mileage supports the claim that the car remains in fresh, near-new mechanical condition. This Fairlane has undergone a full rotisserie restoration, with every part reportedly replaced or renewed during the process. This level of restoration typically addresses not only cosmetic elements, but also the chassis, suspension, and underbody, resulting in a car that is solid, clean, and structurally sound from top to bottom. The seller emphasizes that the car is reliable and refreshingly free of modern electronics or computer systems, offering a pure analog driving experience that many enthusiasts actively seek. This approach preserves the authenticity of the driving experience while eliminating the complications associated with newer technology. Described as a car show winner, this Fairlane is positioned as a high-quality example that is equally at home on the show field or on the open road. Offered at $60,000, it represents a significant but justifiable investment for someone seeking a fully restored big block, 4-speed classic with minimal miles and no shortcuts taken during the build. For an enthusiast who values craftsmanship, originality of experience, and the raw appeal of 1960s American performance, this 1966 Ford Fairlane stands out as a meticulously restored and highly desirable classic. Number 19. This 1961 Chevrolet Corvette, offered at $59,999 and located in Derry, New Hampshire, is presented as a well-sorted and enjoyable early C1 that blends classic styling with meaningful performance upgrades. Finished in classic red with contrasting silver coves, it retains the iconic look that defines early 1960s Corvettes, while being positioned clearly as an excellent cruiser rather than a fragile, show-only example. The seller emphasizes that the car has been driven and enjoyed, giving it the kind of real-world usability many enthusiasts prefer. Its overall presentation suggests a balanced approach that values both appearance and drivability. Under the hood, the original 283 cubic inch engine has been replaced with a blueprint-built 355 cubic inch V8 rated at 390 horsepower, providing a substantial increase in power while maintaining a period-appropriate feel. This upgraded engine is paired with the original 4-speed manual transmission, which has recently been serviced and fitted with a new clutch and flywheel, ensuring smooth engagement and reliable operation. This combination delivers strong performance and an engaging driving experience, transforming the Corvette into a lively and responsive cruiser that remains true to its manual transmission roots. Visually, the car is enhanced by Coker wide white wall tires and a white convertible top, both of which complement the red and silver color scheme and reinforce its classic character. The paint is described as being of good driver quality, with some light scratches and a small area of spiderwebbing that reflect use rather than neglect. These minor imperfections are presented honestly as evidence that the car has been enjoyed on the road. The interior follows the same theme, with bucket seats in good driver condition, one small blemish on the driver's seat, and new carpeting installed approximately 2 years ago, contributing to a clean and comfortable cabin. This Corvette is being offered on consignment and is available for viewing by appointment at the Derry, New Hampshire location. It will be sold with a clean Massachusetts title and a bill of sale, providing clear documentation for the next owner. Priced at $59,999, this 1961 Chevrolet Corvette represents an appealing opportunity for someone seeking a classic C1 that delivers iconic styling, upgraded performance, and the freedom to drive and enjoy it without the pressure of maintaining a flawless, untouched show car. Number 20. This 1972 Cadillac DeVille, offered at $1,850 and located in Amherst, Ohio, is presented as an affordable full-size classic with clear needs but undeniable potential. As a two-door DeVille, it already holds inherent desirability among Cadillac enthusiasts who value the long, elegant proportions and pillarless styling that defined early 1970s luxury coupes. The seller is upfront about its condition, positioning it honestly as a project rather than a turnkey driver, which makes it an appealing candidate for restoration, customization, or even a donor for a larger build idea. The body is described as generally very clean aside from rust on the roof and hood, which are common problem areas on cars that have spent extended time in storage. The floors are mostly solid, with the exception of a softball-sized hole on the passenger side, while the rest of the floor structure and the trunk are said to be in good condition. The frame shows only surface rust with no holes, an important factor when evaluating a large, heavy Cadillac of this era. These structural details suggest a car that has avoided the most severe corrosion issues, making it more viable to save than many similarly priced projects. Mechanically, the car will require significant attention, as the engine is described as no good due to a cracked block. It has been sitting in storage for a long time, and it is clearly not running or drivable in its current state. This makes it a bring-a-trailer situation, but also opens the door for flexibility in drivetrain choices. Whether rebuilding with a correct-era Cadillac V8 or opting for a more modern or performance-oriented swap, the seller's transparency about the engine condition helps set realistic expectations for buyers considering the scope of work involved. Inside, the interior is described as decent overall, matching what is shown in the photos and suggesting that much of the original cabin may be reusable or restorable. The car comes with an Ohio title, adding peace of mind from a paperwork standpoint, and the seller notes that it can be shown over the weekend. With its low asking price, classic two-door configuration, and solid bones in key areas, this 1972 Cadillac DeVille represents a budget-friendly entry into full-size American luxury with the potential to be brought back to life by the right enthusiast.